Welcome back. We continue through our life book. We are up to element 19. How do you create healthy sleep and unlimited energy? Wow. Sleep is so incredibly important. We're actually going to be covering pages 380 to 388. All right. So in this element, we're going to focus on helping you optimize your sleep and energy management, really so that you're prioritizing rest. We're going to define why sleep is so important to you, and then also creating a twilight hour to help you turn your day off, as well as creating a model morning to help you start an optimal day. How awesome is that, right? So we are going to really take a look at the key physiological drive, the urge to sleep, that really it's much like hunger and thirst, and it plays this essential role in creating health and well-being. Now, as crazy as this may sound, we're actually designed to live a third of our lives in a state of unconsciousness. And yet, right, with our modern life, really our sleep has been reduced and it's really more for luxury, right? Which we try to fit into some of these cracks of our overcomplicated lives. The data shows that our health and well-being are taking a significant hit as we ignore proper rest. All right. So the research over the past decade actually is starting to uncover that sleep is a key role and it plays just amazing functionality in keeping us optimally healthy. All right. And the necessity for a good night's sleep is not only important for our health, but also for our survival. Okay. So the role of sleep, it's important, all right, in really operating our systems, from our immune system to hormonal balance, but also our emotional and our mental health, our learning and our memory, and even clearing toxins from the brain. That's not a good reason to get some sleep. I don't know what is. But here's another thing. Research shows that for those having fewer of 6 hours of sleep are really, they have a higher likelihood of being obese. Something else that I recently learned, not in this life book, but it was a different study showing this strong correlation between short sleepers, which is those who regularly sleep less than 6 hours, and cancer. So being someone who used to wear my lack of sleep as a badge of honor, I was really taken back and amazed. I mean, my sleeping patterns have changed significantly over the past few years, but this information actually really, keeps me taking that hard look and making sure that I get enough sleep. All right. So Dr. A shares that those who don't prioritize this vital habit, in addition to being tired, you may find yourself winding up sick, overweight, forgetful, and depressed. So in Dr. A's Habits of Health book, actually it's part 2.13, there's a tremendous amount of additional information. But in the Life book, Dr. A is going to help us redesign our rituals and routines and really work to install the new habits that permit our body and our mind's operating system to really run at the highest efficiency. And the purpose of that is to propel us to become the highest and best version of ourselves. So how many hours of sleep do you need to be optimal? Well, the consensus is 8 hours, but really the range is from 7 to 9. The best way to find out how many hours that you need, maybe on a weekend or a vacation, but not when you're out at a party the night before, don't set an alarm and see what time you wake up and determine, are you a lark or an owl? So a lark, that's easier to get up earlier, and an owl, it's easier to stay up later. Dr. A asks you, what time do you need to meet the world, right? What that means is your first interaction with others, kids, spouse, what time do you leave for work? Like, what time do you need to wake up? Okay. And once you know what time that is, count back 8 hours. This is the time that I want you to think about that you must be in bed, like ready to hit, well, not ready to hit the pillow, but when you hit the pillow, that you are asleep. All right. So count back. This is really should be considered that sacred, uninterrupted time, because we really want you to get in that habit of healthy sleep. Our circadian rhythm controls 99% of our DNA. And 10,000 years ago, the natural light and a simple lifestyle actually allowed it to function effectively. But today we have the blue light, we have constant electronic communication, we have complex schedules. So really that's not a reliable or an effective tool for us, right? Today is the only day that we have control over. So building in this automatic clock is going to allow us to make this lifelong transformation one day at a time. All right. So the Habits of Health Sleep and Energy Clock shows how you will plan and conduct your personalized 24-hour habit installation that's going to allow you to consistently make those daily choices. They're going to lead to the new behaviors. All right. So it's important to realize that the evenings and the mornings are really the times that we have the most control of in our day. Because once we go out the door or on our way to work, our ability to control our own schedules really becomes much more limited. Most people spend all day tied to a schedule that's usually designed, directed, and accountable to someone else, right? And of which your world, you're not the central focus. Okay. So if we look at our day, you can see how you can have more control in the hours that are immediate when we wake up and before we go to sleep. All right. So that's where we're going to stop for today. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about setting up an evening ritual at the twilight hour and maybe talk about some sleep disruptions. All right. So thank you for joining me today as we begin to dive into element 19 of your life book. Please feel free, like, comment, share the post, hop on over to the YouTube channel called Healthy and Vibrant. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.